This computer. Okay. Okay. Should be able to see my screen. Let me make it bigger. So this is pretty cool. Um, I created this with AI. So this is a program called Gamma. If you've never heard of Gamma, it is a really slick presentation agent. It will help you to create awesome presentations. If you have content or old PowerPoints that you really want to snazz up, if you have a paper that you want to put, Gamma AI, it's free. I mean, you can pay for it, of course. The free, I think you'll do up to 9 or 10 slides. I mean, amazing. I took my entire research paper that I wrote, and I put it into Gamma, and it created a presentation good enough to go and present at a technology conference. It was done so well, I barely had to go in and edit it. It took all the right content just with some tweaking, and it worked out nicely. So, learning already. So, Gamma, it's free, sign up, and it creates these awesome presentations. So, and I'm sharing the web-based links on in the chat box. Let me make sure because I know a lot of people did come already. Hold on. Let's see. Second. Come to have to. There we are. Get everybody in here. Here we are. Here's the chat. So I'm going to paste them in once again. There you go. So we're on the first one, the Learn AI orientation. So just to warn everybody, this is recording and I'm going to get started. So this is Gamma AI, really cool, great tool. I took all of my data and put it in. I took my syllabus and put it in, and it did. And I took my presentation. I'm sorry, my proposal for the program, put it in, and it really created something really nice. So I'm going to put it in presentation mode. So welcome to Learn AI, the kickoff. Okay, we've been live for 2 minutes. So number one, thank you for your patience. I don't know if anybody knows. Probably everybody knows by now that Canvas is down. It's a part of the Amazon Web Service outage. So if you're having issues with like social media, or there's a lot of other tools out there like Canva, not just Canvas, Canva, a lot of other stuff. It's probably because of the AWS outage. I was going to show you like a little quick tour of Canvas, but I think that's going to have to wait. I don't know what Montgomery County uses as its learning management system. Does it use Canvas? Okay, so you all are pretty comfortable. Okay. I won't spend forever and a day showing you all of Canvas, but I'll make sure that if the outage continues until tomorrow morning, I'll send you an offline version of what we're going to be doing for the week for the course. Just in case you have to bug out early because you have commitments this evening or something like that, just know that don't worry, I'm with you. I know. I'm also Canvas. It's like somebody cut off my arm right now, so don't worry. I'll adjust deadlines. I'll make sure and be flexible. If you're flexible with me, I'm flexible with you, so don't worry. So please don't be nervous. Just checking before we continue. Yeah, Sarah, it says it's experiencing problems. Some of its services are experiencing problems. It did load, but it took forever. So I'm not leaving Gamma. I'll make sure that you get this in a follow-up if you can. So again, we're welcome to Learn AI. Excited to be with you. So yes, we want to start the presentation. Let's continue on. Let's see. Come on. Why aren't you working? Here it is. Yeah, sorry. All right, so just to let you know, so my name is Dr. Reinshoff. I'm an associate professor and chair in the School of Education. Before that, before I was a professor, I was also a K through 12 educator. I taught in Howard County for 12 years, and I'm actually substitute teaching now. So I went back and got my advanced certification or license now. I got my license when I was on sabbatical last fall. I substitute taught for like 30 or 40 days. I had a blast. I want to stay current in the classrooms, know what the challenges are, but I also wanted to serve. I know that how tough it is to just with education, the teacher shortage, and just it's just a tough time. So I wanted to try and give back, try and help as much as possible. And I'm actually going to probably substitute teach this upcoming Friday. So I'll get back in the swing of things. So I'm in Howard County, unfortunately, but Montgomery County is a great public school, but I'm just in Howard County, so it makes it easier to serve there. So I'm the program lead, so I'm the one who's kind of like in charge of the entire program. I report to a dean, Dr. Julianne Dupuis. But most of the stuff, when it comes to curriculum, like dealing with coursework and different things, you'll reach out to me unless you have another instructor. I'm going to be teaching you this course and the next course. So the next course is a foundation. It's Foundations of AI in Education, which will be spring term A, which is right around the end of January. That course is I'm actually designing it, and it's really cool because I'm making it extremely practical. So anyway, if you have any questions about the curriculum or any questions about the assignments, I'm also your instructor for the first course, which is 608, Teaching the Digital Generation. If you have any questions, let me know. Now, I don't believe in teaching every single course in the program. You're going to have other associate faculty and faculty members, full-time and associate, actually teaching the other courses. And they're also designing, so it's not just so you get the different perspectives, you get the different type of personalities for your professor. Donna Schishler, if you ever can, just say thank you. She's been trying to onboard you all very quickly, and she's been doing a phenomenal job of it. Just know this is that we're taking things that sometimes takes 2 weeks to get you onboarded, and she's sometimes getting it done in like 5 days. So, if you are still not in the systems, don't worry, you'll get a part of the system. You'll be a part. The outages affected not just Canvas on campus as well. So you'll get added, the technology credentials and stuff. Like Donna, myself, we really can't help you when it comes to going any faster. But if in the next few days, if you've been admitted to the program, but you haven't gotten information on how to register for courses, please reach out to myself or Donna Schishler. I'm just going to forward you to Donna because she's really my expert on the ground and she can tell you exactly what to do next. She onboarded wonderfully. And Brittany said she was going to stop by. I don't know if she's going to be able to, but Brittany's your liaison in Montgomery County. So if you have any questions about Montgomery County, I can't help you. I'm employed by Notre Dame. Besides me just knowing how Montgomery County is awesome, I know I'm not involved. I don't get paid through Montgomery County. I just wanted to work with a partnership with you all because we already had a MOU in place for another cohort on a special education cohort. So it made like a path of least resistance to really kind of get this launched. And we had such a good partnership with Montgomery County. We wanted to continue it with this. And Brittany and a lot of your higher ups said, "Oh my goodness, AI in education, we need to jump on this now." So that's where we are now. So here are the three kind of faculty support team, and Brittany, of course, as the partnership. I wanted to give you those contacts just in case. When it comes to contacting me, I'll get back within you within 24 hours. Unless it's the weekend, which you need to be flexible with me. I'll be flexible with you. The weekends are your weekends. I get it. Um, but don't hesitate to reach out if you have a question. Okay, that's the one thing is, especially with being busy educators and busy administrators, you have to feel like you have support. So I'm gonna support you. I promise. The kind of like the enemy is a lack of good communication, and I don't want that to be our enemy. So, and again, I'm sorry if I'm spamming you with a lot of emails and announcements and messages. It's when people get added on, I put a message in Canvas. I put a message. I have a big email list kind of developing. So sorry if you feel like I'm spamming you. I apologize. It will start to calm down, but I really want people to be in the know. I want you to know what's going on, and I think being a good communicator is a strength. Um, so promise it'll slow down once we get onboarded properly. So I'll make sure that you have this contact information. You probably already should. Let's go a little bit more into Learn AI. So Since you were again onboarded quickly, Notre Dame usually gives our students like a virtual orientation. Since you're kind of starting in on term B, I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an orientation now, so you at least know where you can start to get comfortable and familiar. Number one is I am required to contact you once things settle down. I have to contact you through Notre Dame email. The reason being is it's FERPA, it's School of Education, and it's Notre Dame policy that we use our Notre Dame email. However, if you contact me, I'm going to hit reply. I'm not going to like look up your live. So I'm going to reach out to you. It's not like I'm going to like completely like block any Montgomery County email. No, it's that. But you have to be responsible for email that comes to through the university. The reason being is Canvas, when it starts to work, Canvas will contact you and contact your email. It's all, hyper connected. So it really makes communication really helpful. Okay. So I want to start off with showing you the Gator Hub portal, which should open up just fine, as you can see. So I just basically went to ndm.edu and clicked on student resources, or you can just go right to portal.ndm.edu. And this is kind of like this kind of leads us into almost like an intranet. It's kind of like a hot link for really important things for students. Self-service is kind of like the student information system. You probably have one in Montgomery County. I can guarantee you have one in Montgomery County. I don't know what it is, but in Howard County, they have one. I don't even know what that one's called anymore. But every school system has like a big information system. That's self-service for us. That's where you would check your schedule. That's where you would check your grades. That's where you can pay a bill. That's where you can look up the sections for next year and so forth. So self-service is like your one-stop shop for anything communication-wise to do with the university when it comes to all the official stuff. If you want to order a transcript, you can do it there as well. So please make sure that you get to know self-service. I know it from the faculty end. From the student end, it's a little different. Once you go in, click in, it's of course going to ask you to log in with your Microsoft credentials. So if you don't have your credentials yet, you really have to stop here for a sec, but I'll just walk you through what you can do. Okay. This also gives you a link to, of course, Canvas, which of course is probably still down. Let me check. Yep. Oh no, that's Brightspace. Darn it. We just ended up going to another thing. Canvas is still down. So just showing you that it's still down. Did I stop sharing? I'm still sharing. Okay, yeah, so Canvas is still down, unfortunately. But just to show you that's a way to get to Canvas easily is through the student portal. And also, if you want to go to the portal, the student portal, it will provide you access. I'm not going to actually log into this, but it'll give you access to Microsoft. We're a Microsoft client, so it can give you access to documents and resources and apps. So if you want to use that, I'm sure probably Montgomery County has that already, but in case you want to use ours too, you can. Okay. So that's Gator Hub. Just wanted to show it to you real quick. Again, I showed you, I wish I could show you more about Canvas LMS, but unfortunately it's down. And then Student 365, that's the Microsoft. This is where you would check your email. This is where you can use the productivity suite, like the Microsoft Office Online, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, all those. You would log in using your credentials that Notre Dame would provide you. I did give everybody the information and I can do it again. If you are still waiting for technology credentials, I suggest calling 410-532-5200. So it's 532-5200. That's to the help desk. Now, if you are admitted to the program, if you've registered for the course, you need your technology credentials. That's the next step, and that is to be able to get your email and start to get access to Canvas and stuff. You can always try to contact them, or if you got your password or something like that, you can call that number and get access. Or there's another email address which I did send in an announcement, and you can always reach out to me if you need to ask, hey, how do I get in contact with the help desk? And they can get you squared away. So Student 365 is how you would get to your Outlook and so forth. Okay. Getting help when you need it. So I've provided for you, and again, this should be on the link inside the orientation. I created a let's see, there's an academic calendar. So if you ever want to see something like when dates are, there's a hot link off of here for the calendar. There's also a School of Education website. I actually made this as like a small thing for information for it's I created it as an orientation page. It has recordings of old orientations. It has information about the library, about Canvas if you've never used Canvas before, important offices, information about security. Here's information about the help desk if you need to find out the phone number again or the email address, you can. How to use the student email, how to forward it. Now, I don't trust the forwarding directions anymore, so I warn you. But here's the information of how to actually log into email through Notre Dame. And then there's also the bookstore. There's a gift shop and a bookstore. Um, I will say that I did encourage my instructors to try and keep textbook prices cheap. You'll know that again, and I'll talk about the book that you'll use for EDU 608. It's not going to break the bank, I promise. But I know it's useful, and I know it's about AI because I wrote the book. So it's going to be helpful when it comes to that, and it also gives you a bigger view, not just with AI, but with progressive education and using technology and to start to think about future focused learning, future focused education, and future focused leadership. Okay, so that is help with the School of Education website. There's that self-service portal I showed you, and there's again the IT help desk information. Okay, so you're going to be taking 4 courses. Okay, you're starting off 608 today. Okay. Um, in the spring, term A, you'll be taking Foundations in AI and Education. This course is going to be fun, the one you're taking now. The other one, one that comes forward is all about just how explosive generative AI has become. How, although it does give a little bit of background, it gives a lot of background information about AI and what's under the hood. It does a lot of projects, a lot of bringing AI safely and ethically into your learning context, into your leadership context, whatever context you are in education, you bring it in and you bring it in ethically, morally, and you do it in the right way, productively. Okay, so there's a lot of fun things you learn. Again, it's the past and of course the present, and then looking into the future. 639 and 640. So 639, I think, is going to be your next one. That will be spring term B. And then EDU 640 will be summer term B. The way that your MOU is written, we can only do 3 courses in an academic year. That's a part of Montgomery County's deal, and that's nothing I can change. But what I can do is make sure that you get your 4 courses within the year. So that's the nice benefit, is that by September, you're going to have the certificate done if you continue all 4 courses. The nice thing too is I'm starting up another cohort in the springtime. So it's not like the end of the world if you have to, if a class by some chance you have to like take a semester break, chances are we'll have a course coming up, if not that semester, the next semester. So I'm trying not to intermingle the cohorts, but it may become necessary, and it's not like it's a one and done. So we can typically make that happen. So EDU 640 will be in the summer term B, which is July to August. All right. So that's the curriculum just in a nutshell quickly. So here's the timeline again, what I just kind of mentioned. All right. Courses are 8 weeks. So we're going to take this course until mid-December. Spring term A usually begins at the third week or so of January, like 22nd, 23rd-ish. I don't, my calendar's not up until for 2026 yet. So, and then spring will be like the next week. So it usually starts up the next one. And then term B, as I said before, so summer term B will start in July once your next fiscal year starts. And then that's how I can get 4 courses when in my MOU, it says I can only do 3 per fiscal year. So you should be all good to go. Okay. So communication expectations, please remember, use your Notre Dame email once you get access to it, especially when you're in courses, because it's all connected to Canvas. It's connected to me. I'm able to just type away and get there and get you. Now, again, if you email me using your Montgomery County email, I'm going to reply. It's just it's going to start to once I get everybody onboarded, it's going to be easier for me, of course, to contact you. And sometimes time is of the essence. So just please make sure you're starting to check your Notre Dame email. You are a student, you have access to it, please try to if I reach out to you and contact you, try and get back to me within 24 hours. Likewise, I'm going to try and get back to you within 24 hours. It's again, it's a professional respect thing. Um, I get that if it's the weekend, I'm not going to expect you to like answer it Saturday at 6 a.m. No, you go have your life. That's fine. It's and just like me, you have to understand. You email me on a Friday night, you're probably going to get me Sunday when I finally sit down after a long weekend and start to answer emails. So just understand that. I'll try to, but the weekdays I'm very busy, but I'll try to get within you. Even if I can't resolve the issue, I'll say, hey, I've read this. Let me ping you back, and I'll follow up with you shortly. So I will respond to you quickly. And if the most with graduate students, a big challenge is that you have to sacrifice your time for everything. Not only for a very busy job that demands a lot of you, for awesome family that, needs its attention. And then there's this now graduate program that you're the certificate that's gonna, it's going to be very rewarding, but it's gonna ask you to do things. Okay. Be proactive if you have challenges. Okay. If something comes up, reach out to me. Okay. You don't have to give me your entire life situation. I get it. Keep your privacy is fine. But let me know of what's going on if you're struggling with something. Okay. I can do some of my magic and adjust deadlines. I can make things work. I can also advise you that if you're really struggling, here are your next steps. Okay. Here's what you can do. You can, talk to Donna. You can potentially withdraw. You could potentially, take, incomplete if you end up doing half the course. If you do half the course and there's something like, you have a death in the family or, something happens, we're understanding. You get really ill. We can work something out. Okay. Again, I'm human. I'm not some robot. Okay. I work with agents, robot agents. I'm not one. Okay. I promise. Okay, besides, a robot would make me look better. So, okay. Academic integrity. Okay, so there is a grading scale. Understand, please, that we have a different grading scale because this is graduate school. Okay, so it's not like the typical 190. It's 195 as X is an A, B plus, B, C plus, C, and F. I have no tolerance for plagiarism. Okay. By this point, you all are probably catching people plagiarizing in your own situations and stuff. If you're an educator, if you're an administrator, you're probably having to deal with everybody in the school, kind of, all the little, situations that pop up in your school and stuff. I will show you through work and ideas how to properly cite content. I'm all about using other people's ideas to make your arguments, but you have to give credit where credit's due. I also give you guidance that, we're going to be using AI in this class, and that is okay. I guide you in how you can use AI for each assignment. I try to give you guidance, so this way you kind of understand. Okay, on this assignment you can use this amount of AI. On this assignment you can't use AI. So again, I'm very clear in Canvas when that can happen. So um, again, and we have an honor code, so I trust that you will not plagiarize. Understand that, you're going to be working in a cohort, a digital online cohort. Please be civil to each other in etiquette. I promise I will be civil. I will be respectful. Please, you might be having a hard day. Just please be respectful in how you approach me. I am going to reciprocate that. I am going to be respectful of you and understand that, we are people that are going to be civil to each other. If there is a problem, You can always approach me about it. And if you don't get satisfaction from me, the next step is the dean, and that can obviously happen as well. But I do like, you can come to me with things, and if there's something, please come to me, and we can typically deal with it and squash a situation before it has to go and get blown out of proportion. We do have accessibility services if you require accommodations. There is a Office of Accommodations. It's actually now Office of Accessibility. Some of the language is a little outdated, but they haven't updated my syllabus template yet. But there is an Office of Accessibility. If you have a documented need, please reach out to the Office of Accessibility. Okay. If you need me help for me to give you the link, it's on the School of Education website I gave you. But again, if you reach out to me, if you need assistance connecting with that office, you can. Remember that I cannot offer any accommodations unless it is documented. Okay. Okay. APA 7th edition. You are going to have to do some writing. Okay. Big surprise, graduate level work. You're going to have to do some writing. Just understand that is that I've given you some seventh edition like resources, like how to set up papers. So these links will actually take you to some useful sites on how to use it. I even show you how to cite ChatGPT and other LLMs. If you're going to continue with your academic or scholastic work in the future, I suggest let me try and get out of the light here. Sorry about my shiny Mr. Clean Head. This book right here was about $16. It is my by far one of the best books when it comes to APA style because it doesn't have like the 5,000 pages of explanation. It just shows you exact formatting, explanations, it's just quick, down and dirty, tells you exactly the rules. This is helpful, especially if you have students that are writing. It's a great little field guide. It's called Concise Guide to APA Style, 7th edition. This is ring bound, so it's cheap. I think I got this on Amazon for like 16 or $17 like 5 years ago. It's great. So I used it for my dissertation and it's fantastic. I do provide you with APA guidance inside of my modules, but nothing's better than a great guidebook. You don't have to go to APA and buy their giant $40 manual. I tell you, this one, you get it for half price. You could probably even get it used, but Concise Guide to APA Style. But there's a lot of guidance here that I've provided you for free. Uh, I think that's the end of my orientation. So I am going to spend the last half of an hour just talking about the course EDU 608. But before I do that, let me just stop sharing and ask, does anybody have any questions? I could probably do about 5 minutes of questions and then move on. No, we're all good. Oh, I see the baby. Was it Guavin? There you go. Very cute. Very cute. Yes.
Garvin. Yeah.
Yep, yep. You're trying to get the bonus. Yeah. And if anybody has a glass of wine, it's okay. Again, this is your K through 12 in the morning and afternoon here. You can have your adult beverages. I do not mind. You won't even get in trouble, so don't worry. All right. I know everybody's tired, so let me go ahead and I'll go into EDU 608, which is the course that you'll be taking this time. Now, I have two courses going on at the same time. Don't worry, a lot of the content is just about the same. I did differentiate to where if I have educators, by all means, it's gonna be education rich. If you're an administrator and a leader or a support staff, you will be fine with the assignments too. They are just as relevant, and you can customize them to fit your needs. Trust me. So please understand that is that it's not like I'm just trying to cram all as many people as I can. It's worthwhile, I promise. So let me share my screen real quick.
I have a quick question,
Yes, go
Ryan.
ahead. I'm listening.
I came on about a minute in, and I'm not sure if I missed this, but I did want to confirm all of our meetings, well, all of the lectures are asynchronous. There's no
Yeah, yeah.
live. Okay.
I
This
what
is
I
the only
try.
live one.
Yeah, this one is just you all got onboarded so quickly, and a lot of this is like maybe a lot of this might be your first graduate level. It's really not fair for you all just to like be thrown right into the deep end of the pool. So this is just my attempt to try and do like a synchronous session. And I'm also going to offer office hours again. So this way, if you need to like actually have a virtual chat, I'm not going to make you drive from Rockville all the way up to here or something like that. That's not how I do it. But we will do something either Teams or Zoom to where if you need to drop in and ask questions, you can. Okay, so I believe I love distance learning. I love blended instruction, but I also believe that just having that face-to-face conversations is also rich. So I will try and make sure to give, we have 8 weeks together, at least maybe two or three of these meetups to where you can ask questions, you can drop in, you can get advice, whatever. And likewise, if you needed to make an appointment with me, contact me. We can usually set up something that week and make it work. All right.
Thank you.
No problem for now. Okay. So I'm now sharing my screen for my second one again, Gamma. Awesome. Again, I'm giving you now like all the cool tools to use. I took my syllabus and put it in here, and then I just adjusted a little bit. So again, we're starting tonight. We're going to go until December 30th. I'm sorry, that's December 13th. You can go until the 30th, but I'm not going to be here. Yeah, bad dad jokes. I'm sorry. So, preparing learners for their futures, not our past. So, the evolution of information and communication technologies has fundamentally shifted how people, big business, and governments communicate and conduct business. Okay. The modern world is experiencing all these what we call disruptive innovations. Okay. My goodness, AI is now this massive disruptive innovation. We've had AI around for a long time, but now we have this generative AI that's just knocking our socks off with LLMs and natural language processing. It's become amazing. However, schools have not experienced the same type of philosophical and technological shift as a lot of the rest of the world. In fact, the rest of the world is starting to try and pivot, understanding AI and just its potential. But schools are like, okay, well, what do we do? We still all don't have these great policies yet that give us like really good guidance and cushion to understand how we should act and behave. And we have students that are using it all the time, and they're becoming rather literate in how to use AI. But they're also, again, we have to also show them how to ethically and morally use it. So we have to not only learn how to use it, but we also have to learn how to facilitate our students to use it safely. So many pedagogical practices and institutional resources have remained unchanged for far too long. So learners entering this globalized AI-driven like workforce are ill-equipped to kind of deal with it. So in essence, schools must prepare learners for their futures, not our past. So um, let me keep going. There we go. So what we're going to get accomplished in 8 short weeks in this course is that we're going to explore disruptive innovation because it's happened before. Okay, my goodness sakes, we take this thing for granted here. This was a massive disruptive innovation to society. It still is. It's still disruptive. And it's not. I don't mean just like all the cell phone bans. I mean that just how much it's changed our society, how social media has changed our society, just all these big types of disruptive innovations. Now we have AI that comes along, like just looking at and exploring how disruptive innovations change everything, and looking how at different phenomena such as our mindsets. So then we're going to take a look at almost like a philosophical like dimension, I guess is the best way. It's how we think of like education and its movements. We're kind of experiencing what we call education 3.0, moving now probably towards 4.0. It's really starting to accelerate. So you'll learn a little bit more about that. I'll give you an example. Education 1.0 is probably what you think about like the one room schoolhouse. Then education two was okay, now we have classrooms. We start to think, industrialized. It's starting to grow. It's starting to improve. It's become proficient. A lot of times we're kind of existing in education 1.0, 2.0. Then you have 3.0. So we're going to take a look at these big shifts. And again, it's not just about a history class. It's about thinking about our assumptions and our practices in education. Then we're going to identify promising practices. Okay. I'm going to be getting you to do projects. You're going to be doing a lot of work when it comes to it's going to be meaningful to really get you to kind of broaden your perspective on education and where it's going with technology and and just with our practices. You're going to justify your professional opinions. Of course, you're going to analyze AI in education. You better. It's why you're here. And then, of course, I'm also going to work on your delivery since you're going to be doing probably a lot of professional development. You are going to be the leaders. Even the educators are going to end up being the leaders in their classrooms, the leaders in their schools. You have to really become, a good researcher and a good presenter of information to others. So those are our big course learning objectives. The other ones are just as cool, just as awesome for the other courses. And again, using a lot of different AI. We're going to say this is I'm not going to be tool specific. So if you use ChatGPT, sometimes you'll have to test a couple tools to get them to work. I showed you Gamma. I would rather use Gamma to present a really nice presentation rather than ChatGPT. I might be able to organize and outline it, but you're going to discover different tools. I'm going to say this is that probably all three or four classes that you're going to be taking, or all four classes are going to explore different tools, but it's so dynamic. It's changing almost every day to where I'm not going to put you and say you have to use this tool or else you're in trouble. You're actually going to explore using different tools because it's changing all the time. I think, and also I find that, some tools are better for others. Like sometimes if ChatGPT fails me, I'll go and use Gemini and it'll solve the problem for me in seconds. Sometimes you just have to go to a different tool to get a better performance. Or sometimes you just have to step in as a human and be able to use it better, or, use it differently. So there are five modules. And they're organized by your big assignments. Okay, so there's five big assignments, and it's manageable. They're going to take some time, but they're not going to be for not going to take forever. I also sometimes once we get to the end of the course, I will give you more than a week to complete it. Like if you're doing a paper, I'm going to give you 2 weeks, not just a week. So the way I organized it is try to give you some lead time so this way it's manageable for you and your busy schedule. All right. So there's five modules again with just great things. And of course, I'm aligned to the ISTE standards for education and educational leaders. You're going to look at tools like ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude and Perplexity and Notebook LM. There's a lot of different tools out there. Magic School AI. And I'm only starting to explore these too. Copilot. I had a blast with Copilot over the summer, just learning it from Microsoft. It's great. So all these great tools, and just even tools that you might be using, like Canva, it has now built-in AI into it. So it's just amazing how much AI is showing up. So anyway, you're going to be looking at the courses. This program is aligned to the ISTE standards for education and educational leaders. So it's again, I'm aligned to international standards for education and with technology. So again, the big course idea is digital proficiency, multimedia creation, and of course AI exploration. Why you're here. Okay. So I did kind of give you a little bit of technology integration and expectations, just how to use it. You should be fairly comfortable in using technology systems. I'm not expecting you to hotwire a car. I'm not expecting you to, create a robot that's going to take over the world. What I am expecting you to do is be able to use some tools like Google Docs and slides and stuff like that. I am expecting you to use the LLMs. I am expecting you to again, a lot of these provide you with free accounts. You can go sign up for ChatGPT right now for free. You'll probably use an older model. You'll probably be limited, but you have access. Claude is free. There's a lot of things out there that are free. You don't necessarily have to buy anything. So that's the nice thing. In fact, I'll be full disclosure. The only thing I pay for is ChatGPT's $20 a month thing. That's all I do. That's all I need to do. But anyway, so just integration expectations. You don't have to be a proficient. You don't have to be a guru. You don't have to be like the most incredibly technological type that's Silicon Valley style. But you should be fairly competent with checking your email, writing content, making a presentation, etc. Kind of giving you the expectations so you don't flounder. Okay, so the AI assessment scale, responsible AI integration. So what I'm doing is in Canvas, I provide you with some guidance when you do assignments. And that is expectation of how you're able to integrate AI in each assignment. Okay. So the discussion boards, I make that kind of like a no AI space because I really want to hear your unfiltered ideas. I want you to kind of reflect on things. AI is not you. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear your ideas. So I try to make the discussion forums a no AI space. But the papers and stuff like that, I'm trying to show you how not to be so like reactionary to where you're like, oh no, we can't use that. You can't use any AI tools. I find that giving good guidance will help you. For instance, level two might be AI assisted idea generation. If you need help brainstorming because you don't have any, ideas aren't coming to you, I consider like AI assisted idea generation almost like looking on Google for ideas or studying Wikipedia and stuff like that. It's like going out kind of getting ideas, but none of the content is going to be copy and pasted into your paper or your presentation or your project that you're working on. AI assisted editing. You're able to edit a paper using AI tools. You just can't have it kind of take over. As in, you can't have it go and say, "Oh, look, I found 5 articles. I'm going to summarize them and put them right into your paper right now." That is where it's not. That is going up beyond. That's almost like becoming full AI collaboration, where AI is kind of taking over and it's doing all the tasks for you. So anyway, there's level 1 through level 5. I did set them up in the Canvas site to kind of give you guidance. And it's right on the title, it says exactly what level of AI integration you can use. Okay. And if there's any questions, you can always reach out to me before you begin the assignment. I'm happy to kind of to give you a better understanding. But once you get in, a lot of times it's reassuring questions, and that is again, if you can always reach out to me. Okay, again, there's 5 assignments. I wish I could show you more in depth, but Canvas is down. So the very first one is the one that's due at the end of the week. I may have to do an extension because of Canvas's outage, but it's the tools of classroom innovation. I want you to explore 3 innovative educational technologies and evaluate how each supports student engagement, accessibility, and instructional design through professional analysis. So even if you're an administrator, you can take the lens of when you're doing professional development for your teachers or something like that, to where I want you to find like 3 great innovations in technology and start to report on them. Like how do they help with student engagement and accessibility, instructional design being, just the learning, the learning environment. How does that help? Um, Preparing for Education 3.0. So I actually get you to I get you to do kind of like it's kind of like almost an analysis of your school or your school district and how it integrates using technology within the learning project. So the nice thing is you can do this as a teacher, you can do this as a principal, you can do this as a like support personnel. You can do this project easily to where you actually take what you're going to learn in the book, which I'll go over in just a second. You're going to take what you're going to learn in the book and you're going to apply it and you're actually going to write the idea of what is future focused learning to you. And the nice thing is it gives you guidance. You actually get to write and pretend that you're looking at a student that is learning in the year 2040. So it's like, it's projecting what's going to happen if you are meeting their essential like learning skills. You are going to have to write one academic paper in here, and it's looking at the emerging issues in technology and education. So obviously, I'm going to probably get a lot of papers on AI, but I might get some. You might be interested in something else too, like virtual reality, augmented reality. There's a lot of other things like learning analytics, or there might be like a trend that's interesting in K through 12, like cyberbullying. So you get a lot to pick a lot of like what you might research. It's a paper about, I think I have it about 7 pages or so. And again, there's a lot of guidance in Canvas. But next is the AI tool. I actually made the AI assignment for this. I let you choose. You can choose between one or another assignment. And then 5 is a TED Talk. You actually get to provide a TED Talk. You get to record yourself presenting. So you can act like you're amazing like Sir Ken Robinson. And I hope that you will take that in the spirit, and you could really talk about just about anything you want about technology, about just school and innovation, do anything you want. So it's a lot of fun. And I have some examples online, obviously. And I think I have one more slide. Let me see. Oh, and these are just the learning objectives of the Learn AI program. I saved it for the end so you could see all aligned to like instructional design, AI literacy and integration. We're working on AI literacy, hopefully, so you can start to become AI fluent, data-driven decision making, ethical uses, leadership and policy advocacy, and obviously collaboration and innovation. So there's quite a bit to do, and it's not just my course; it's all of the other courses as well. I mentioned about academic integrity, the honor code, and just that information about just understanding about that we take it personally. The School of Education website has the handbook too, the student handbook if you need it. So I did put those links up there inside of oh, Anita said sorry, she had to jump off. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Um, Okay. So I just want to make sure everything was okay in the chat. So what I did was inside of the chat box, in fact, I'll do it one more time. I'm going to put the links to this presentation and to the 608 one. So what I'll do is again, if Canvas is not up by tomorrow morning, I will send everything like the old-fashioned way through email. It's almost like we're in a correspondence course until everything kind of gets back up and running nicely. I'll make sure it's organized in a way to where you can start and not feel like you're falling behind. If it's a long outage of more than a day or so, then what I'll do is I'll make sure that I'll extend deadlines and make things work. Okay, I'm not going to put the stress on teachers and principals and leaders that are obviously in school systems trying to work. Oh, Sarah said Canvas is up. Let's take a look. Let me see.
I can get it. I don't know if I can get my
No,
school.
it's back up. It's back up here. Let me. I'll
Okay.
share my screen real quick. I'm just going to give you like a quick like little 5 minute tour. I know you all know Canvas, and you probably know Canvas as just as well as I do. But I do want to share what it looks like, so this way you're like comfortable, and I've done my job. Okay, so I'm just going to go into 90. If you're in 91, it's no big deal. They're very similar. All right, so once you go in, so understand that Notre Dame doesn't have really the nice like design plus, so it's very bare bones. But I go through and actually create my modules nicely. So in each module, there's a module plan, which includes everything that you have to do from start to finish. It gives you the presentations. I've even tried to, I think, it might be like a little bit later on, but I even try and estimate how long it's going to take. So, for instance, this YouTube click, I may not have done it for module one, but most of the other modules have it. So it tells you how to do absolutely everything, walks you through how to do it all. Um, if it's a link to something, even provide you the link inside the module plan. If not, obviously you can just keep on going inside and just keep on hitting next to go to the next one. Oh, next. Sorry. Oh, it's running real slow. I'm not going to load it. It's just going to be too boring. It's going to take forever. Let's see, module. Anyway, so if you continue on, here's all of Module 1's materials and resources, including the assignments. So if you want to do the discussions, you click on here, and obviously you hit reply to enter it. I do ask you to give you a short bio, so this way I can get to know you. I've started to email you. I feel like it's a one-sided relationship right now because I'm nagging the heck out of you, and I'm sorry, but let me get to know you. And it's kind of be cool because it's gonna like I have 40 colleagues I'm gonna start to get to know right away. That's really cool for me. And then of course discussion too. So I do have two discussions. One's just an introduction, and the other is about the module. Okay. Inside the module, obviously you're just going to keep on going through until you progress through everything and then do the assignment. Now, there are other modules in here that are obviously invisible for you right now. I release them on usually Sunday nights. And then I open the modules on Monday, but I usually do it Sunday night with my announcements. So this way you can kind of get a little extra time if you want to. If something happens to where you're going on a work trip or you're sick or something to where you need something a little earlier, I can usually make things work for you. So just let me, again, reach out to me. But what I do is I end up opening it up and you'll get everything that you need. To do an assignment, you would just, here's assignment one right here. I would just click on here and you would upload it. I even do rubrics too. So this way you can see the rubrics and how I grade it. Grades are right here. And of course, right now it's empty. But as you can see, you can go to grades and you will see the feedback. It's just, you're not going to see my grade book. You're just going to see your information. Don't worry, I don't violate FERPA. Let's see. I do have a welcome thing that has the syllabus. It has a little bit more information about the AI assessment scale I showed you about giving you the guidance on how you can use it. Let me show you about how it will look like when you're doing an assignment and how my guidance is. I try to put it towards the top. See, AI scale level 2, AI assisted AI generation and structuring. So you can go take a look and see what type of guidance that is right here. And you can see, sorry, it's a big article right here, what that means. AI can be used in the assessment for brainstorming, creating structures, and generating ideas for improving work, but no AI contact is allowed in the final submission. So it's giving you guidance. But there's also in that welcome section, there's a help form. So if you want help, you can hit reply, type in a question, and I'm going to try and check these every day or every other day. Likewise, if you're in there and you put something down, but you see somebody's question that you know the answer to, you can hit reply and answer, and that's fine, as long as you're 100% clear or 100% sure on the answer that you're going to give. I don't mind. This is a community. It's not just me. So, okay. So that's my Canvas in a nutshell. I think I've now bombarded you for 52 minutes. So I'm going to stop recording